Hello, and good evening, good morning, good afternoon to everybody who's watching this video. Zakar here, and I have another build guide for you. And this time it's going to be, I guess, once again, Abomination, but a little bit different with the patch changes. As you know, we are in 0.8.3 on last Epoch, and there were numerous changes made to various skills across Necromancer and even, I guess, Acolyte in general, but pretty much a lot has changed. There was a lot to look at. I had some struggles, I had some doubts, and I think I've overcome those. And yeah, so I have a couple builds that I'll probably be putting out over the next couple of days, maybe next couple of weeks, just depends. I don't know, but we'll find out. I do want to remind you guys before I go into the video, please like the video, leave a comment in the comment section below if you have any questions, remarks, whatever, anything. Leave it down below. And if you aren't subscribed, subscribe. It takes 5 seconds. One little click of a button after this video. Actually, it's less than 5 seconds. I don't know what I'm saying. Give me extra time, a buffer, whatever. But anyways, let's go ahead and hop in this build. First, we'll go into the skills. And as you guys can see, I'm running Harvest, Bone Curse, Summon Skeletal Mage, Dreadshade, and Abomination. Now, these are the on-bar setups. I do actually spec into Summon Skeleton rather than taking Bone Curse, but we'll get into that. So for the first skill, let's just go ahead and get into Abomination. Essentially how I have this set up is the Perma Abomination, and that is coming down here, grabbing this extra damage, then getting Age of Undeath, can only consume skeletons and skeletal mages, no decay until you have 6+ skeleton or skeletal mages. So what that means is essentially, as long as you have 5 or less of skeletons and skeletal mages, your A-bomb will essentially not decay. Once you grab that, you want to come down here and grab the engorgement node and also this Epicurean node. I don't know if I'm saying that right, but hopefully I am. Just for our damage, this is how we're going to scale the damage on our Abomination. Then also you want to grab this health and grab the Unholy Command for the minion armor per minion consumed. It gives us a lot of armor for our minions and gives them a lot more survivability. And lastly, we'll grab this increased critical strike chance. We don't really care about the health regen. We'll get all our sustain through leech for our Abomination and other minions. And this is going to allow us to scale our Abomination's crit a little bit better. After that, we'll go ahead and look at Dreadshade. And for the Dreadshade tree, it's really simple. What we're going to do here is we're going to come down, get Spectral Presence until we can get to Dying Coven, and then grab Grim Fate up here for the extra damage. We also want to grab Lone Watcher, so that way we can have it no longer drain our health. You probably want to grab this as soon as possible, just so it's not draining health, because it does drain a lot at the start. And after you do that, you want to come down here and get this extra damage. You can fill out the rest of Dying Coven. And then lastly, come up here and grab the Martyrdom node for this armor per vitality. Oh, I guess, and the Yourself Symbiotic Apparition. Totally forgot about that. Also grab this. You want to grab that on your way after getting this damage. Well, I guess it's not really important until after you get this node, so you can grab this node last. So we get this for the survivability, or second to last. Just grab one of the, grab one of these towards the end. And then for our Summon Skeleton, now what we're doing with Summon Skeleton is we're using this to beef up our Assemble Abomination with those 2 nodes that I mentioned for its damage. We're going to grab every single maximum skeleton that we can. That's what you're going to do first, is grab all the maximum skeletons that you can, and then go ahead and grab the Skeleton Rogue node. So that way we have 3 types of minions coming from this one skill node, right? And then lastly, I just kind of throw points wherever. I put Warriors limited 1. This doesn't really matter. Summon skeletons, additionals are cast at a time, so I grab that just to make it go faster when I summon. And then lastly, I just do this Necrotic Conviction, Warrior maximum health. In fact, I'd probably take this node out and just slam it somewhere else, so that way you have more warriors, so your Abomination gets more health. But yeah, doesn't really matter what you do with this extra node. Either way, we're scaling it mostly for damage, not for the health or anything like that. The Abomination is going to be tanky regardless. And that's it for Summon Skeleton. Really there's no one way to go. You just grab all these extra nodes, then the rogues, and then summon more at a time. That's pretty much it. And for the Summon Skeletal Mage, what we're going to be doing here is we're going to be coming down and grabbing our Death Knights for melee minions, filling in our Grey Merchant over here for the critical multiplier and help gain on crit, and then our extra number of Skeleton Mage right here, so we can have another one summoned. And then you want to grab the melee fire damage, and we can fill out finally the melee area of effect and attack and cast speed here, just so we have some extra damage going out and a little bit more splash clear. And that's going to be it pretty much for the Skeletal Mages. Pretty simple. You'll also do there's a final point that you'll put in. It's going to be for this base crit chance and move speed. The move speed and crit are going to help a lot, as you'll see. And then we'll have Harvest, our final skill. And for this pretty basic setup, all we're going to be doing is coming down here and grabbing Skull Shards for the 300% damage for our minions. Then the enemy damage taken plus 5% and minions prioritized target. And also going to be taking the increased minion crit chance here, as well as the base crit, so that way our minions do essentially get this crit chance whenever we crit, and we crit a lot more often with just this 1 point, and the health cost isn't too bad, so we'll just take this 1 point and make it easy for us. Then we can grab the necrotic resistance shred here, and also grab the health gain per point of intelligence, so that way we can get a little bit more sustain in situations that we need it. So that's going to be it for skills. We'll go ahead and head over to our passives. And for our passives, what we have here in the Acolyte is typical Forbidden Knowledge here. Then we're going to grab the Dark Rituals for minion attack and cast speed, as well as Stolen Vitality. And then once we're done with that, come into Necromancer and grab Risen Army here for the minion attack and cast speed. Put 1 point in Blood Armor, grab 5 points in increased minion health for us to get the maximum number of skeletons plus 1 here. Fill in nodes, any of these nodes really, depending on what you need, more damage, more survivability, to make sure that we do progress up to this line here. Once we get here, you want to put 3 points into Tyrant, then you want to put 5 points into Frantic Summons, 5 points into River of Bones, and then I think that should be enough for you to grab this 1 point here. So you'll grab this 1 point here, then start filling into Moonlight Pyre until you can get to Rite of Undeath. Start filling into Rite of Undeath until you can get to Blades of the Forlorn. Then start filling in Blades of the Forlorn and also getting Disciples of Necromancy. And then once you have those, you'll fill out these 2 nodes and also your Tyrant node. And then any of these nodes down here at the bottom up to this point. These nodes aren't typically important. Typically you want the health, but either way, whichever way you want to go. And then finally get this Cling to Life node for the Vitality and Minion Resist, which I'll go ahead and put a point in there now since I have one. And for Lich, we won't be taking any points in Passive Tree. Alright. And finally, for the items, what we have here, and there's a lot you can do with the items, and my items are not the best by any means, so please take it with a grain of salt. Just kidding. But I'll have mini planners in the link below, or in a link below in the description for you guys to check out if there's, certain variations that you want to try. Maybe it'll help you. Anyways, for our uniques, what we're going to be running is the Fang, so we get plus 13 melee physical damage for our minions, and some health, and your minions cannot be stunned. It's nice since they're all melee. Granted, they probably won't all get stunned at once, but hey, not being stunned is a benefit. They'll be able to do damage and hopefully kill whatever's trying to kill you. So that plus the melee physical damage for minions is really good for the Abomination. And then we get our physical necrotic resist on the implicits. I've also been taking Bastion of Honor just because it's fucking insane for what you get. I mean, you're getting health, mana, 100% block chance against nearby enemies, and 11% less damage taken from nearby enemies. It's good since we're melee, so perfecto. Then we're going to be taking Ribbons of Blood, so our minions can't be crit. Give us some extra damage for our minions, some leech, and yeah. Also increased health for ourselves, which is really nice. I'm also taking Raven's Rise for additional movement speed on our minions. The 25% increased movement speed, or up to 28, I believe. Yeah, is really huge. The resists aren't too bad, and then the minions taking less damage while moving is also hugely beneficial for us. So our minions don't die. For our typical gear, you're going to just want to get crit strike chance and vitality, and then fill in defenses. I'm going to be stacking health like crazy. For our vital burial plate of life, I'll be taking vitality, and instead of the critical strike for skeletons, I'm going to be doing critical strike for minions. So that way our Abomination gets a little bit more crit strike, and then taking health, as you see now. For our weapon, now you can use Eulogy of Blood for a little bit more sustain if you would like. I didn't really find that it was that much more sustain, seeing as I'm not spec'd into the skill, but either way, still a good option. Instead, I ran with a rare that has melee crit strike, so I strike a little bit more often. I'll probably get melee attack speed, so I hit a little bit more often. And also get health on melee hit, which is pretty good and helps with the sustain on top of Harvest. And then just melee minion damage. Pretty simple. For our belts, I probably won't be taking the minion health regen, as they have a lot from just the regular leech that we get from our tree and within their trees, and also from this ring here. So likely I'll probably just be doing minion health and the new ward cleanse, or get ward on push and use, and cleanse. Cleanses any ailments or anything that you have on you, or if you're stunned or status effects. And then just health for both. I probably won't be getting crit strike avoidance on this. I just don't have the blessing. So just in hybrid health and increased health. Then a turquoise ring here with minion health, intelligence, just regular flat health, and I'll probably do, I don't know if I'll probably do crit strike avoidance, just so I have one stat taken up, and then the additional one will come from our blessing. Then for the boots, I'll likely be running boots with a resist base, and we're going to be getting increased minion health, movement speed as necessary, and health once again. And then for this, I'm going to either run this physical resistance relic or the minion relic that gives movement speed, damage, and health. And then for what I'm going to be running on the affixes, I'm just going to do minion health and intelligence more than likely, and grabbing resist or health as a filler here. And sorry, I do want to say on this, instead of minion health, I'd probably run vitality, just depending on, what's dying more, you or the minions. So just take that into consideration when filling out some of these prefixes on your items. And yeah, that's going to be it for our items. For our idols, what I'm going to be running is this idol right here. I want 4 of them, ideally. That would be nice. And then just double stacked HP stout idols, so flat HP with the percent HP. You can see the percent HP prefix on this one, and then the suffix here. So I want those 2 on the same idol, and then just run 1, 2, 3, and 4 to just give us a bunch of HP. So we'll have quite a bit of an HP pool once I get all that. Other things you can run in the meantime are stuff like these idols, and then just kind of filling in for resist, and then just getting minion critical strike chance as well. And yeah, that's about it for the build. I'll go ahead and show you guys kind of what we're working with. In terms of damage, so this is just our base damage, no buffs or anything like that. With the Dread Shade, we can do quite a bit more damage. As you can see, the Skeleton Mages don't really do too much, but the A-Bomb is where our damage mainly comes from. And then if we ever need to swing, we can just cast Bone Curse on enemies and use our Harvest to start getting that HP per intelligence, right? So, yeah. And in terms of how you would summon with this build, and like how you'd set it all up, if I were to have nothing on, right? And I'll go ahead and show you the Abomination damage after we do this, but just for summoning purposes and getting it all started, as soon as you log in, you're just going to go ahead and summon your skeletons here. Get your Skeletal Mages summoned as well. Once you have all those summoned, then you can go ahead and summon the Abomination. And thank God you can only have to do this once. It's very much improved with the QL updates. And then once you have him summoned, I mean, he's summoned, he's ready to go. You can just call out your Skeletal Mages, or the Death Knights, and then just put on Bone Curse. And then just to show you what kind of damage he's doing, 51k, 60k crits, somewhere around there. Without Dread Shade, with Dread Shade, he starts doing that as a base attack, and then he goes up to 100, you know, 100 or so crits, somewhere around there. And then as we start to attack, give him that that extra damage, get 300k, 200k. Anyways, you understand the drill, and that's it. I'll go ahead and show some gameplay. Hope you guys enjoy. Please remember to like the video, leave a comment in the comment section below if you have any questions, concerns, or just, random thoughts. And last but not least, please hit that subscribe button, guys. And yeah, it really helps me out. And hope you guys enjoy the content that I'm creating here. Thanks. Peace.